All right. So the items that are in the chat, hopefully by now you have saved those two picture files and that model file to your to your folders. So what I want you to do is open up your Blender, and when you get into this viewport, I want you to hit 7 on your number pad, or go into orthographic view on your right side, and then hit the Z to look at it to get a top facing view. This is very important doing this if you decide to model based off of a floor plan. Like if I was to bring it in while I'm looking at it, if I was to bring in my reference image while looking at it from this view, it's going to paste right into my screen just like that. So then I have to go in there and try to rotate it and get it lined up. No, forget all that. Hit 7, and we want a top view. All right. So next you're going to go up to no, my bad, not file. You're going to hit Shift A for add, for your add window. You just joined. Who was that? Was that Miss Deuce? You just came in.
No, that was me. I was changing from my phone to my computer.
Oh, cool. All right. Cool. Good deal. All right. So once again, we want to make sure that we're in a top view. So let's hit that 7 and go into a top view. We're going to hit Shift A for our add menu. So instead of adding a mesh, we're going to go all the way down here to image, and we're going to click on reference image. And you're going to go to where you saved your file. The first one you want to bring in is going to be the first floor right here. So we're going to click on that one. I'm going to load that reference image. See, it came in flat right on the surface. Right on the surface. All right, and then you want to hit Shift A again and go back to image and go to reference, and you want to load in the second image. Just let me check something real quick here. Okay, no, it's not gonna. Let's make sure that that's that's gonna roll right. So I believe that should act right. Yeah, that should act perfect. All right. Okay, so now since you have these images loaded, right, over here in your scene collection, I want you to right click and select new collection. It's going to say collection 1. You're going to double click on collection 1. You're going to name it floor 1. You're going to right click and bring in another new collection. Oh, but you're going to move that out. Don't move it out. If you find that it's inside of the collection and it's looking like this on my screen, just grab the second one and move it out. Just drag it down and it'll pop out right up underneath it. Double click and name it floor 2. All right, let y'all catch up real quick. Man, I'm gonna reach over into that bag bad as hell. Shoot. All right. Okay, so if you're at where I'm at, we're gonna take the first empty without the 0, 1. You're gonna drag it into floor 1. So you're gonna click on it and drag it into floor 1. And the second one, you're gonna drag it on top, well, into floor 2. So you got 2 collections.
Kipp.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My pictures is not over there in the scene collection.
Where are they in your screen?
Yeah.
Are they in your viewport?
Yeah.
But you're not seeing them over in here in the scene collection?
Right.
Okay, so click on one of them for me and let me know if anything pops up at all.
It went to the empty. It
Oh,
highlighted
so
there.
yeah. Okay, so you do have where it says empty out to the right, you should see like a little mountain with a little dot
All
right in
right.
the screen. Yeah, so those are your pictures. So
Okay.
did you create the collections, the new collections in there?
Oh,
This what you
yeah.
do.
Yeah, I
It,
did floor one.
okay, cool. So now take that first empty and drag it into floor one.
All right.
And then create another new collection by right clicking in that in this blank area right here and selecting new collection. And then you're going to double click on it and name it floor 2 and drag empty dot 001 into floor 2.
All right.
And after you
Okay.
guys do that, all you do is now you can close up the little drop down arrows. And for the eyeball on floor 2, just cut the eyeball off so it mutes out floor 2. And after that, open up the collection for floor 1 and make sure you have your mouse with that floor 1 highlighted. Because as we add objects, it's going to drop them into whatever scene that you've highlighted first.
Hey, I got a quick question. Your floor one,
Hmm.
is floor one the one with the seating in it?
No, that's floor 2. This one here. Hold on, break this one out. Yeah, this is floor 2 right here.
Oh, okay, I got them backwards. All right, thanks.
Oh, good deal. And before we go into this, please do not be afraid to stop me. Kipp, stop. Hold your horses. What you just did. All right. Okay, here we go. Now in your 3D viewport window, we are going to hold Shift A for our add menu and we're going to add a cube. And make sure you're not in wireframe mode like me. Go to regular viewport shading. And also turn your X-ray on for right now. And that's going to, that way you can see the floor plan through whatever shape that you're adding in here. Because if we was on this, it'll be like that. So yeah, you want to make sure it's like this. So you want to highlight it. Now, when you highlight this, unfortunately, you're not going to see your selection box, but you will know it's highlighted by looking over into your viewport. So if it's not highlighted, just click on it from your window up here. That way you know that you have it highlighted. So for our first one, we're going to hit G to grab and move it, and we're going to move this cube right over here to the corner of this first block up here. All right. After we do that, we're going to switch into edit mode, either by switching down over here in the top left-hand corner or hitting tab. Once you're in edit mode, I need you to switch to vertex mode, which is the first dot to the right of edit mode. Make sure that your selection tool over here underneath edit mode is in the select box and not the select lasso. I mean, we're going to use this one in time, probably while we're working on this portion today, but for right now, use the select box. We're going to grab these 4 vertices over here because remember there are 2 underneath these 2 vertices. Once we grab those, we're going to select like this, left click and drag to select. We're going to hit G to grab them, and then we're going to move them on the X axis, and we're going to line it up right there with that block right there. We're going to grab the front 4, and we're going to hit G to grab, and we're going to move them on the Y axis and line that up just like that.
All right. So how you grab that and slide it to the left again?
All right, so let's go back real quick. All right, so we're gonna, on these vertices right here, we're gonna hold the left click on the mouse and bring up our selection box, and we're gonna select those 4 on the end right there.
All right.
And then we're gonna hit G to grab them, and then we're going to hit X to move them on the X axis.
For some reason, mine ain't grabbing the back ones.
Okay, so that means you're not in X-ray mode. So undo, go up here to the top right-hand corner, and make sure you have this box right here checked on.
All right, hold on. All right, I got it. Yep.
All right.
All right.
Well, bam, and we're gonna do the same thing with the front four right here. Using our select box, select those, and we're gonna hit G to grab, and we're gonna move them on the Y plane, and move them up and line them up right there. Now, as you see, since we started messing with this cube, our point of origin is still in the center of where the cube originally was. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch back to object mode by hitting Tab or the drop down box, and then we're going to right click on our cube, and we're going to set our origin to geometry. That's going to move the origin to the center of the cube. All right, so what we're going to do now, we are going to duplicate this cube by holding Shift and tapping D. Now, as you know, once you tap D, you can move it around as much as you want to, but to make sure it stays where you just duplicated at, just right click and it'll snap back to where it originally was.
Hold on.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I did something wrong and I had to go back all the way back.
Okay. All right. Where are you at now?
Before I moved it to the Y, to move it on the Y axis.
Are you here at this point?
No, that's where I messed up. So mine wasn't grabbing all of it either. So I went back.
Top right-hand corner, make sure you have X-ray mode turned on. And then just select those two. And then G and Y.
Okay. Oh, nope. It's moving the whole thing.
Do you have this button right here selected? Where my mouse is? Is this on? Is this blue like this? Is that blue?
Oh no.
If it is, turn it off.
Okay, it wasn't on.
And make sure you're in edit mode.
Okay. It won't let me get in edit mode.
All right, so from this point, if you're still in object mode, go over to your scene collection and make sure you have cube highlighted.
Okay. All right.
All right, and then if you have cube highlighted, switch back into edit mode, and you should see your vertices, your points pop up.
Okay.
All right, and then grab those vertices down at the bottom using the selection box and hit G, Y, and move it up.
No, why is it?
Can you show
Go
me?
ahead. Just keep going.
Can you show me your screen?
Mine doing the same thing, like it moving the whole thing when you drag it up.
Let me see your screen, Dub.
All right, hold on.
Because maybe that'll help.
All right, then I hit G, Y. Huh? All right, hold on. Let me hit it. That ain't even doing that. Hold on.
Mine is going up diagonally.
There you go.
But you see how the gray part going up too? Is that right?
Okay, so stop real quick.
Yeah.
Right click. Just what I want you to do, shift your screen, your screen around like this right here, like mine, right, like this right here.
Oh shit.
Okay, so see how that's set up. Okay, so all right, so Dub, what I want you to do is switch back into object mode.
All right. I can't even undo that.
Oh, no, don't undo. Don't undo. Delete that cube. Delete it. Just hit delete on your keyboard.
Oh. All right.
All right. So this is what we're gonna do. Let me go back into mine right here. Let's walk through this one more time.
All right.
All right. So let's hit while we're in our scene collection, let's click on floor 1 over here to make sure that we're in that scene. We're going to hold Shift A, bring up our mesh menu.
Floor 1,
Uh-huh.
Shift A.
Yep. Go to mesh.
All right.
Go
Cube.
to cube.
All right.
Yes, sir. All right. So
G.
then from there, yep. Make sure you got the cube highlighted and hit
All
G
right.
and move it over to that corner.
All right.
All right. Now, if the cube is moving too fast for you, you can always hold Shift while you're moving it, and it'll move slow. Like you see how fast it's moving right here. But if I
Mm-hmm.
hold Shift, all of a sudden it slows down.
Oh,
Gotcha.
hell.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Ah, the whole thing had disappeared. Keep going. I'll just catch up later.
all right. So once we get that over to the corner right there, we're going to switch into edit mode.
All right.
All right. So now we're going to make sure that we're in X-ray mode. If you go up to the top of your oh no,
Okay.
yep,
This is what. Yep.
All
All
right, good
right.
deal. And then we're gonna use our selection box and grab these 4 over here, and then we're gonna hit GX to move it on the X,
GX. All
and
right.
then we're gonna select the front 4. Yep, and then hit GY.
Okay. I'm working now. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now
All
we're gonna
right.
switch back into object mode by tapping tab.
Oh, forget it.
Back into object mode. All right.
Yeah.
And then we're going to make sure that our cube is highlighted over in our scene collection. And we're going to right click on the cube and we're going to set the origin to geometry.
Right click and then the
Oh,
origin.
right click on the cube in the 3D window.
Right here. Right.
Oh, in your 3D viewport.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then go up to set origin to geometry.
Okay, cool.
All right, good deal. All right, so now at this point, you should see the gray cube here. The rest of these should be white. You're going to make sure that the cube is highlighted over here in the window as well. Bring your mouse back into the window and hold Shift and hit D. That will duplicate the cube. And then right click to lock it back in place. All right. From that point, we're going to hit GX to move on the X plane, and we're going to move it over here to this cube right here. All right. So now we're going to take that same cube that we just moved, and we're going to hit Shift D again, and we're going to bring it down here to this one here and lock it in right above it. All right. And then we're going to hit R to rotate. But since we're already looking at this from the Z point of view, all we have to do is just hit rotate and punching in 90 degrees, and it'll flip it and hit enter. 90 and enter. All right, so now we're going to hit G again, and we're going to line it up with that one there. And that's gonna almost getting there. All right, let's go back into a top view again. And now we're gonna hit Shift D to duplicate again, and we're gonna tap Y to move it along the Y plane and move it down to this one. All right, so once we have this one in place, we're gonna hit Shift D again. We're gonna hit the Y axis. We're gonna move it down to this one now. And we're going to zoom in a little bit. Once you get it there, let's zoom in a little bit by rolling on the scroll wheel of your mouse. And then just to get there, hit 7. If you get out of this viewport, hit 7. And then for the shift around, all you're doing is holding Shift and holding the middle mouse wheel in order to navigate up, down, left, and right. Up, down, left, and right. All right, so as we zoom in, and we're on this cube, we want to go into edit mode by tabbing into edit mode or going up here to the top left and switching. We're going to grab these vertices here We're going to hit GX to line them up on that one. And then we're going to grab the other ones and we're going to hit GX and move them down on that one. All right. Okie dokie. So now we're going to go back into object mode.
So sorry, Kipp, can you do that over again, please?
Sure. Yeah. So do you have it at this point where it's right here?
No, because when you zoomed in, I lost my point of reference because I was looking at my other laptop.
Okay. All right. So
Okay, there you are. Okay.
yeah. So this cube right here, you should have duplicated this one and then tap
Okay.
Y to move it down on the Y axis to line it up with this one and then zoom in on it.
Okay, what am I
Doesn't even move it.
hitting Shift D, but I don't know what it's duplicating.
Okay, so hit this one.
I'm
Put
over.
your mouse on this one right here and click on it. Click on the gray one here. You should see an orange dot pop up. And also inside of your scene collection, you should have 5 cubes. Well, 4 cubes in here so far. The main one and down to cube 3. Let's delete this one just to be on the safe side.
Okay, so then GY.
Get it.
Okay, so I moved it down. Okay.
Okay, good. So let me catch up with you guys. All right, let me move that one back down. Okay, so now at this point, you want to zoom in on that one. Zoom in, rolling your mouse. And you want to go into edit mode again. And you're going to notice that when you're building, there's a lot of switching between edit and object. There's lots of switching between edit and object. So get used to that one. All right, so what we want to do is we want to grab these vertices right here. That's on the left side. And we want to hit GX to move along the X plane. And we're going to move them down here. And then we're going to grab these over here on the right side and hit GX and move them on that plane and then zoom out. So you should have 5 cubes in here so far. All right, and when you're done, tap back into object mode. Okie dokie, we're getting there. So now what we're going to do now, we're going to do the same thing to this block, well, the bigger blocks, this one, and this one. So let's grab this cube here, and we're going to duplicate it. We're going to pull it up here. Probably place it like right here on this edge right here. All right, so next thing of this class. All right, right. So say for instance, I have this block, right? But I want to line it up with this one that's over here. You know what I'm saying? So what I want to do is I want to go up here. We're going to use snapping now. So we're going to go up here to our snapping area that's right below compositing. You want to hit this little drop down box and you want to select vertex. That's right. That's right. Yep. That one right there, snapping, and then switch it to vertex. When you're looking at it, it's going to look like this. But hit that drop down box and change it to vertex. And get used to this. Get used to these 3 up here. You're going to also use these a lot as well as time goes on.
Okay.
All right. So what we want to do now is while I have this cube, so I got the empty selected. Oops. Okay. So make sure you got the cube selected. I want to hit G and Y, right? So now I can only move this on my G and Y. But what I want to do is I want to snap it to where this corner is. So while I'm moving it up and down, I can put my mouse right here on that corner, and then I can hold control, and you'll see a little circle come up that tells you that it's snapped to that vertex. And if I left click now to lock it in, now it's locked, snapped to that vertex right there, even with that vertex.
Repeat.
Yep, yes, sir. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna move this up. Wrong one. I'm gonna move this up a little bit, right? I'm gonna move it right there. So once again, I want to line this bar up with this bar over here. So if I hit G and Y and move it down, I can eyeball it, but I don't want to do that. I want to go into my snap up here. So we already went up here and we changed our snapping to vertex. So now if I hit GY to move it down and take my mouse over here to the corner
Oh,
of this vertex and I hit control, it's going to snap whichever closest vertex it is to that. But see, I want to do this one up here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit GY to move it down a little bit more, just lock it into place. Then I'm going to hit GY again and come over here and snap it right to it.
oh shit.
Take your time. Oh yeah. Click on your make sure
Damn.
you
Hey,
got
Kipp,
the cube
So
highlighted.
it's
I'm listening.
go ahead,
GY.
Blue.
so GY, and then you said just hit control. So when I hit control,
No,
nothing happens.
hold control. You have to
Oh,
hold
hold
control.
control. Okay.
Hold control.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Bet.
And when you have it, and when it snaps into place, you lock it in by left clicking.
Left click.
If I have a
All right.
question,
Yes.
everything worked fine. Like I was able to get them to line up correctly.
Mhm.
But once they're lined up now, I'm noticing they're both, because they're linked in, they're both just slightly up too high. How can I move them together
All right.
down?
So, say for instance, let's select this one. Let's hold Shift. Select this one. All right. So I have both of my cubes highlighted, right? So let's walk through that again. You're going to click on this cube. You're going to hold Shift to add, and we're going to click on this cube. So now both
Mhm.
cubes are highlighted, and inside of your
Yes.
collection, you should see both cubes highlighted. What
Yes.
you want to do is at that point, you want to go into edit mode. All right. You want to make sure you're using your select box, and you want to highlight all of the vertices of the area that is uneven. Everything that's all those vertices on top that's uneven. At that point, you want to hit S to scale. You want to hit Y for the Y axis, and then you want to hit 0. Let me show you what that does. So I'm gonna say, for instance, this is how yours looks, something similar to this. I'm gonna highlight all of these vertices here that's on top right here, right? And then I'm gonna hit S to scale. I'm gonna hit the Y axis since they're on the Y, and then I'm gonna hit 0 to line them up. Then I'm gonna hit enter. Now, since they're lined up, all I have to do now is hit GY and then slide them both down together.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, anytime. That's you're gonna use that a lot when you're evening up walls, or you're doing text, or you know what I'm saying, something like that, and you want everything on the surface to be flushed. That's how you're gonna do it. It's either gonna be scale X0, scale Y0, or scale Z0, whichever axis you're working on. All right. So now at this point, we're gonna go over here. If we're in, nope, let me go back to object mode to make sure that I'm only on this cube now. I'm gonna go back to object mode, make sure I'm on that cube, then I'm gonna go back into edit mode. We wanna grab these vertices here, and we're gonna hit GX, and we're gonna move them along that plane all the way down to the edge here. All right. So now we want to get this little corner here. So what do you think we're going to use to get this little corner right here? We're going to use a loop cut. So we're going to go to the middle of our bar here. We're going to hold control, and we're going to tap R to bring up our loop cut right there. and then we're going to left click to lock in the selection, and then we're going to move that loop along the line all the way to here, to where that box starts to, where it hits that corner at. If by chance the loop is moving too fast for you, remember, you can always hold shift to move it slow. And lock it in. All right. So now since we got that there.
Wait. Sorry.
Take your
That
time.
did
You're
not
good.
happen.
You're good. You're good.
The loop cut is not going in for me. I'm in edit mode, right?
Yep,
and it's
and
not
make
going
sure.
in.
Now remember, loop cuts always come in at the center of your object. So like, okay, so if I'm over here and I do Control R, it's in the center of that object. Let's right click to get that out of there. Now, if I do a loop cut here, it's going to come in the center. It's always in the center of whatever you're putting the loop cut at. So make sure that your mouse is near the center. You hit Control R. Let me know when you're good. You good, City?
I'm not, but go ahead. It's fine.
What is it? The loop cut coming in? The loop cut still not coming in?
My loop cut is not working for some reason at all.
All right. So okay. So let's see if you did this right. So I want you to zoom out, and I want you to hold down your middle mouse wheel and navigate up to make sure that you have a solid shape there.
Yep.
All right. So okay. So hit 7 to your into your keyboard there again, and then make sure that you're in edit mode and that you can see your vertices on the corners. If you can't see the vertices on the corner, that means that you're in the incorrect object. All right. So
yep, I'm in it.
All right. So now hold your mouse near the center, hold Control, and then press R while holding Control. And you should see a little yellow line pop up right there.
It's just not happening. I don't know why. I've done many loop cuts. Okay, you know what? Okay.
All right.
And
so
then
once that loop
ahead.
cut pops up, then move it down to on the X axis to this point right here where the wall comes to a corner at.
And I'm just moving it with G, right?
Oh no! Once you hit Control R and you see the loop cut, you lock it in with the left click, and it'll move on its own automatically.
Yep, got it. Okay, yep. I don't know why it wasn't working, but now it is.
You're good. All right. So now what we're going to do now is that corner right there, right? We're going to take those vertices right there. We're going to highlight those, and we're going to hit extrude and bring it out right there to that little corner, right there.
Is that the E button?
Yes, E. Yes, E for extrude. Yep. Yes, sir. My apology. All right. So what we want to do now, we want to do another loop cut in the center of our big block, and we want to bring it down to here, to that wall right there. All right. After that, we're going to do another loop cut in the middle of those loops right here, and we're going to bring it down right here on that wall. All right. Wham, bam. All right. Then after that, we're going to grab those vertices that's right there, highlight those four. Well, not, you know what I mean, those two right there. And then hit extrude, and we're going to bring it down to this wall right here. all right. Then we're gonna put another loop cut, Control R. We're gonna put another loop cut in the center here of these two. And we're gonna lock it in and then slide it down to that corner. All right. Then we're gonna grab these two right here. We're gonna hit extrude and we're gonna bring it out to, let's see, how we gonna, let's see. Oh, you know what? Yeah, this will be a good time to show y'all that. So bring it all the way to the edge, right there. Bring it to the edge, right there.
Okay, sorry, Kip.
Uh-huh.
Where am I putting the other loop cut when I bring it down?
So you have this corner right here already?
Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna put another, you're gonna
Oh, in there. Okay.
oh no. My apology. You're on a loop cut. So that means that you're here.
Yeah.
Right here. Okay. So you're gonna put another loop cut here in this center of this wall. And you're going to bring that loop cut down to that corner right there. That corner. So now you should have 4 vertices in this corner.
Okay.
All right. So now we're going to highlight these 2 vertices here. And we're going to extrude all the way to the edge here. And we're going to put another loop cut in the center of that that one that we just extruded. And we're going to bring it right here to this edge here. All right. So now we're going to grab these two top vertices right here, and we're going to extrude E right here. And then we're going to do the same thing for the bottom. Grab those 2 right there, extrude right there. And I'll wait for you guys to catch up. Or if you have any questions. All righty. Okie dokie. So now we're going to tap back into object mode. This cube that's right there, we're going to highlight that one. Make sure that the orange dot is in the center of it. If you don't see the orange dot, that means that you're on this part. So make sure you click it until you see the little orange dot. So once we have that, we're going to hit Shift D to duplicate it. Going to bring it over here by this wall. And we're going to now hit R to rotate. And we're going to rotate it 90 degrees and hit enter. Once it's rotated, hit G, drag it on over here, line it up with this wall as best you can. If you want to, you can snap it by once it's generally in this area, we're going to be snapping on the Y-axis. So you'll hit G and X. No, my apology. Yeah, we're snapping on the X-axis. So you're going to make sure it's going to be highlighted. You're going to hit G and then X. You're going to put your mouse on the corner of this last one that we did over here, and you're going to hold Control to make sure that it's snapped on that edge. All right, so you should have a cube right here. And it should be a little bit longer than what's on there, but we're going to shorten that up. All right, and in order to shorten it, let's go back into edit mode. We're going to grab those last vertices down there on the bottom right there. And we're going to hit G and Y and move those up a little bit. All right, so let's start over here on, all right, so what we're going to do now, you see this wall that's going along the outside? We're going to do this wall next. this wall right here. So we're going to start by going back into object mode. We're going to click on this bar, make sure that that it's highlighted, that the cube is highlighted. You can either check the dot or check over in your scene collection window to make sure it's highlighted. And we're going to tab back into edit mode. And we're going to put a loop cut in the center here. And we're going to move it right here to the outside. Well, no, let's move to the inside of that wall. The inside right there. That way we don't have far to go when making another loop cut. So once it's in place, go out to the right of it, put another loop cut between these two, right where I'm at, right there, and move that one right there. All right, once that's in place, let's grab these two vertices here. And we're going to hit E for extrude, and we're going to extrude those down to the edge right there. Once that's done, let's do another loop cut in the center of the piece that we just extruded. And we're going to lock that in and bring that down to the corner of that wall. Then after we do that, we're going to grab those two vertices that's in the corner right there, these two. And we're going to hit extrude again. We're going to extrude those all the way out to this little door entryway right here. Well, it might be a window. I don't know what it is at this point. We'll figure it out as we go along. You can put whatever you want to there, actually. If you want to make it a complete wall, you can make it a complete wall, you know. But, well, no, it's a window because that's a door right there. Right. Okay, so that's some type of window. Okay. All right, so let's go back into object mode. Click on the cube that's here by these two doors, in between these two doors, that cube there, and go back into edit mode. All right, we're going to place in another loop cut right there. And we're going to move that loop cut up to the outside wall here. Then we're going to go and make another loop cut on the inside of those and make sure it's lined up. And I can do that if I can make sure this is lined up by even though I'm in a loop cut, I can go out here to this wall right here. And I can hold control and I can snap it to where that wall is at right there. See how the mouse snaps in place on it? That way I know that loop cut is lined up evenly with that inside wall. As a matter of fact, I can grab these two as well that I just did, and I can hit GY to make sure they're moving on the Y and snap that one right there on that wall to ensure that these loop cuts are even that wall. So now all we have to do now is just grab those two inner vertices right there. Grab those two, hit E to extrude, and extrude them out. Right there. Alrighty. So while we're still in edit mode and on this cube, let's put another loop cut at the very bottom down here that's going long ways, just like that, and snap that one in and put it along this wall right here, lined up evenly with that line. That's on the
How you do it long ways?
Oh, just the same way you did it all the other ways. Just when you hit Control R, just make sure that you're between these two vertices at the bottom.
Okay, get it.
All right. So now at that point, we're going to grab these vertices here, these two corner vertices right there, just those two. We're going to hit extrude, and we're going to bring them down to this wall right here. Let me see that. Yeah, that's coming together quite nice there, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Got a little storage shed there, you know what I'm saying? To lock people up in and shit. Okay.
Sorry, Kipp, I missed the I think it was the vertical loop cut.
Okay, cool. Okay, so on this wall right here, if you're still in edit mode, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
go between these two vertices right here, right? And you're gonna hit Control R to bring in a loop cut, and you're gonna lock it in with the left click. Oh, as a matter of fact, let me go back. Let me go back. I really want you to see this. Okay, so between these two vertices right here, we're gonna hit Control R to bring up the loop cut line. As you see, it automatically changes orientation. So I want my loop cut to be going along the y-axis, and I'm going to lock it in right there, and then just kind of slightly drag it a little bit to line it up with that wall.
Oh, it's not turning. Hold on. Oh, mother of God.
Take your time. Don't rush. Take your time.
Why is it? Okay, I think it's in there.
All right. So to know that it's in there, not only should you see a vertex right here, but you should see a defined line in the middle, and now you have 3 added vertices up here towards the top. That's how you'll know. And they should all be
Okay,
highlighted.
it's not completely centered, but let me see if I can get it centered. Okay.
Okie doke. All right, so now that you got those in place, these two down here that's on the bottom, right? You want to grab these two right there on the corner. These two, not the third one, but just these first two right there. So highlight those, and then hit E to extrude, and then bring that down to the bottom down here. All right, and once you get to the bottom, this new area that we just extruded, we're going to put another loop cut in the center. That's going to be on the X plane right there. And we're going to drag this one down to this inner wall right there. All right, so now that we have this one there, we're going to do the same thing that we did with the other ones. We're going to grab these two right here, and we're going to extrude over all the way to the edge.
Yep, can you just hold up one moment?
Say again?
Can you just hold up one moment?
Sure.
I'm having a loop issue again where it's not actually putting it when I place it.
Take your time. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's happening, but if it keeps having this issue with the loop cuts where it doesn't want to place them sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in edit mode. I mean, I was right up to where you were. I was sitting there waiting, and now when I'm putting them in, they're just not going in. So I'm hovering over it. I get Control R.
So you're at
That. Nope.
you're here. You're still on this one.
That one dragged down. I extruded that one.
Okay,
For
so
some reason it won't, so it's like, see how you have orange vertices on the outside?
Mhm.
Mine are black.
make sure make sure that you're in X-ray mode
I am.
and highlight and then just drag and cover those.
There's no, they're not showing for some reason, which is very weird. They went away. The vertices aren't showing.
Are you in vertex mode up here in the top left corner?
I'm in edit mode, vertex mode, X-ray mode, and the big round circle.
What big round circle?
2 over from X-ray.
Oh, okay.
But for some reason, those vertices will not highlight.
So what they're looking like, they're just looking
Like
black?
that. Yep.
And when you highlight them like this and then come off, they do not turn black?
They do not turn orange.
I mean, they don't turn orange. Okay, so switch out of X-ray mode and go back into X-ray mode again, just to see if your objects are turning.
Mm-mm. Oddly, though, there's a cube up the top that they both have orange dots. Cube number 1 has an orange dot.
Which one? Small.
Right across. See, nope, the next one.
This one here?
That one.
So it has an orange dot in the center. Okay, so all right, so what I want you to do is I want you to go back into object mode. Come down here to this one here and click on it.
Mm-hmm.
And see if you get a dot in the center.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so now go back into edit mode. You should see all of your vertices now.
Yes. Okay.
All right, and now grab those and see if they highlight.
Ooh, no, something weird's happening. Hold on. Okay, I'm very close to where you are right now, but I only have one vertice. I don't have the top vertice of those 2.
All right, so all you have to do is
Am I missing a loop cut?
all right. So if
That's extruded down. Yep, that's all the way down.
Yeah.
That's where we are. Yeah.
Now at this point, make a loop cut in the center of that extrusion, and then bring it down to the corner.
Yes. Okay. I think. Okay. There we go. And now extrude those out. Okay. Okay, I'm where you are. Sorry.
Okay, good deal. All right, so let's grab these vertices right here now that's on that inside corner.
Extrude them out.
Extrude all the way to the end over here.
Got it.
Or if you want to, instead of extruding to the end, you can actually stop right here and then extrude again to right there. Whatever works for you instead of doing a loop cut. There's more than one way to skin a cat. All right, so once we're extruded to the end, for you that did not do this, and you have all the way to the edge like this right here, go to the center, this one, of that extrusion and make another loop cut, lock it in, and slide it down to the corner, to the inner corner. All right. And from that point, let's grab these two here. And we're going to extrude up to this corner, to the outer corner. And then we're going to add in another loop cut to that extrusion, and we're going to slide it up to the inner corner. All right, so I'm going to teach y'all about merging vertices, okay? So what I want you to do is grab these two vertices here, extrude, and come all the way down, but do not connect it to this cube just yet. Don't connect it to this cube just yet. What I want you to do is I want you to go into object mode, highlight this cube next to you, this one right here, and go into edit mode. All right, once you have that cube highlighted, go into edit mode. All right, you should be in edit mode. Okay, good deal. You're going to grab these two vertices here at the bottom. These two vertices at the bottom right there. Just to give you some context of where I am, I'm on that cube right there. And now you're going to put your mouse at this corner of the one that you just extruded, right? You're going to put your mouse at that little corner. You're going to hit G, Y, then you're going to hold Control. You're going to see that little box go down and line up with that center portion down there. Once it does, while you're still holding Control, left click to lock it in. All right, let's do it again. All right, so once again, we're going to grab these vertices right here. We want to make sure that our snapping tool is set to vertex. We want to make sure our snapping tool is set to vertex. We're going to hit G, Y. That way it can move up and down on the Y axis. And we're going to come to that little corner of that extrusion that we did on that other wall. And we're going to hold Control. And it's going to automatically snap down. And then left click to lock it in. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put a loop cut in the center of that block, of that cube that we're working on. And we're going to make sure it's able to move up and down. And we're going to bring our mouse over here to this corner of the extrusion that we did. And we're going to hold Control to lock it in, and then left click to actually lock in that movement. So now,
can you repeat that?
Yeah. So on this block that we're on, make sure you're in top facing view. You want to put a loop cut in the center, Control R for a loop cut. After we got that loop cut in there, we want to lock it in we want to click one time with our left click to lock it in. That way we're able to move that loop cut up and down. And then we're going to bring our mouse over to the very top corner of the extrusion that we did on the wall to our left. And then we're going to hold Control, and it's going to lock in, and then left click to lock it in. All right. So now this wall right here is even. Well, this loop cut that we just made and this edge is even to this wall. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back into object mode. We're going to make sure that we have, since we're already on this block, we already see a origin point on it. So we're going to hold Shift, and we're going to click on that extrusion that we did. So now in your scene collection window, you should see two objects selected, two cubes. You want to select the first cube that has the origin point and the wall to the left that we just extruded while holding Shift. Yes. So you'll see that both of those are highlighted inside of your scene window. Now we're going to join them together. Sometimes you have to join objects together when you want to connect them and stuff. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hold Control while our mouse is in the 3D window. We're going to hold Control and we're going to tap J to join them together. And you should see both of those turn into one selection inside of your scene collection. So now this block and that wall going around now is one mesh, even though it's not connected. So now that we've done that, we want to go back into edit mode. And this is going to be tricky, so please pay attention to this part. We want to navigate out of the 3D view now. The top view. We want to make sure that we're able to see this corner up here. Want to be able to see it. We want to click on the first vertice that's to the left of our cube, that the one that's on the top of the wall right here. And be careful how you navigate. Make sure that when you're doing your rotation navigation that you actually have your mouse on the object. Because if you have it over here in this white part or over here on one of these and you try to rotate, it's going to rotate way over here around that. So make sure that it's on the gray area as you rotate. All right, so we want to select that top vertice, right? And we want to hold shift and we want to select this vertice here. And if you don't want to do it like that, you can do the selection window and just without holding shift and just highlight both of those. Well, no, my apology. No, you don't. You want to do it the way I said because you don't want to join these in the center. It's a certain way we have to join these. So hit that top one, hold shift, and hit the second one. And now you're going to tap M on your keyboard, M for merge. You're going to see a little menu come up. You don't want to do at center. You want to do at last. The last, meaning the last vertice you selected. So what it does is when you select that, it takes that vertice and moves it over to that one, to the last one you clicked. So we're going to do that for the other one below it as well. We're going to click the first one that's off to the left. Going to hold shift and click the one to the right. Then we're going to hit M and then hit last. Or you can do ML. If you see the L underlined, it means that you can hit ML and it'll merge at last.
What if last isn't an option? I don't have as many choices as you have.
What choices do you have?
I have at center, at cursor, collapse, and by distance.
Are you serious?
Of course I'm serious.
Oh my God. Yo, try hitting ML.
Nope.
All right, let me go back real quick. Okay, so
I mean, I did what you did. Like, it looks like you. It just doesn't have as many options.
okay, so click the one on the left, the vertice on the left, then hold shift, and then click the one on the right. Do not highlight them both at the same time. Because if I highlight them both at the same time, then hit M, I don't have that option either. You have to select one at a time. You have to select the first one, then hold shift and select the other one.
Got it.
All right, then hit M and then L at last. All right, so now we're going to go way down here. We're going to navigate way down here, people, way down here, go way down there to those two at the bottom down there, those two at the bottom. We're gonna bring this up too, yo. After this, we're gonna bring all this stuff up to the center. I'm gonna show you how to do that, and then zoom in once you get down there. But now remember, once you have you rotate with the mouse wheel clicked in, and then holding shift, you can move around up and down, up, down, left, and right, and then zoom in. Don't worry, it's gonna navigation will come easier the more and more that you do it. The more and more that you do it, it'll come easier. You have a, okay, so Dub, this is what I want you to do. Go up into your edit window. I mean, I'll go to the edit selection at the top. Oh no, edit by file. Edit by file. Go down to preferences. Go to navigation. And you see where it says depth? Check depth. That's why you can't zoom in. Check depth. Go down. Right there. Check that. Now close that box. You should be able to zoom in now. There you go.
Thank you.
You are so welcome, brother. To anybody else that didn't get that, if you don't have this checked, please make sure you check this. So very quickly, go to edit, go to preferences, go to navigation, and make sure that you have depth checked. Make sure you have this checked, because if you don't have it checked, you'll try to zoom into something and it'll stop at a certain.
You ain't going nowhere.
You know what I'm saying? So make sure you have that checked. It is crucial for your navigation. All right, so if you're at these points down
Hey,
here,
quick question: do you have depth and perspective checked?
yeah, yep,
Okay,
yep,
cool.
yep. All right, so if you're at these points down here at the bottom, right? If you're at these points, should be at these 2 points at the bottom down here. You want to grab the first one you want the thin wall. You want to grab the vertice that is at the thinnest part of the wall. You want to hold that one, and then you want to hold shift and click the one across from it. Then tap M for merge, and then L for at last. And then go over to the next one of the thin wall, select that one, hold shift, select the other one, then hit ML. All right, so now after you do that, we can back up out this thing. Whew, and go into object mode. And we're about to bring all of this stuff up. We're about to bring all of this up to the top. All right, so do me a favor and tap 1 on your keyboard, or go into orthographic view, go into a front face. Now over here in your scene collection, or no, my bad. Better yet, while your mouse is in your window, hit A to select all. A to select all.
Whoa. Could
A
you
to select all.
step back just a moment? Could you step back?
Step back.
Okay.
Step back to where?
Well, when I went to my orthographic view there, I have the top view now. Yours was
okay.
gray.
All right, so if you're in the top view like this, hit either the hit the Y, and it should bring you down to a side or front face. At this point, it doesn't matter if it's side or front, just as long as you're seeing the structure from one of the sides.
Okay.
And once you're in this view, hit A for all to select everything in that viewport, and then hit Tab to go into edit mode. Now everything in your scene collection is in edit mode now. So what I want you to do is use the selection box and select all of the vertices at the bottom.
For some reason, only half of my screen is highlighting, not all of it.
Say again, City?
Only half of my screen is highlighting, not all of it.
Okay, so if that is the case, go over here into your scene collection, highlight the first one, hold shift, go down to the last cube, and highlight the last one.
Okay.
All right, and then go into edit mode. Once in edit mode, take your selection box and highlight all of the vertices at the very bottom. And then hit Z to move it on the Z axis and move it up to the red line here. There you go. You can go back into object mode after that. All right, so y'all have the base completed.
Fuck yeah.
I'm saying the base is completed. Now, depending,
Alright.
we can put, depending, at some point we'll put some floors in here and all of that good little stuff as we and as we go up. But for our next class, we're going to do floor 2, which is basically the same. It's basically the same thing that we've done. So with this video, make sure you go back over this video and practice loop cuts, extrusion. Uh, um, if you want to learn, if you want to, merge a couple of items. Oh, one thing before we do go, one more thing. Hold up. Just I want you to do. Click on this selection right here, right? This wall that's by the steps. This selection. Go into edit mode and then select face select. Third one over. Yep. So while you're in face selecting, you're in x-ray mode. As you see, you got these dots that appear in the center of all your walls, right? So this one that we connected, if you notice, it has a dot in the center of it, meaning that that's a face, two faces actually that's facing each other inside of the wall. When you get ready to do your light baking, there's a possibility that when you have this like this, that you might have a black line that may come up right there, or you may have a little bit of distance Z fighting. You know what I'm saying? Which is things you want to eliminate. So what I want you to do is I want you to zoom in on that wall right there. Take your selection box and select that dot that's in the center. It's going to select that wall that's in there. And it's 2 of them. So you have to make sure you do a selection tool instead of just clicking on the dot. So you want to make sure you do a selection tool over it to ensure that you've highlighted both of them. At that point,
What's the selection tool?
I mean your selection box. You know this
Uh,
box, this drag box. You want to drag the
oh,
box.
okay.
All right, and then after you do that, hit delete, the delete key, and you're going to see a menu come up. You want to select faces and delete those faces.
Mm-mm.
There you go. Good job.
Okay.
Yep. So now
Just to that one.
just to that one. Just to that one. Because see, with everything else that we did, we extruded everything else.
All right.
We didn't do that with anything else. It was only that one. But keep that in mind as you build more and more. So, all right, so at this point you can go into you can come out of x-ray mode now just to take a look at, you know what I'm saying, what you did. Just unclick x-ray mode and you can be in object mode and and just navigate around that thing.
Okay.
So if anyone's on a Mac, the delete key didn't work for that, but if you right clicked, you got delete faces at the bottom of that menu.
Good to know. Good to know. Oh yeah.
Looks good.
So for stuff like this, say for instance you want to put a window there, there's lots of ways you could have done. I'm just gonna just show you some stuff real quick. You don't have to follow along with me. Don't have to do that. All right. So what I'm gonna do now at this point, I'm gonna join all of this stuff together. So Control J to join those 2 walls, then go into edit mode. So now if I click on any of these walls, as a matter of fact, no. All you guys do that too. So what I want you to do is highlight that part of the structure, hold shift, highlight the next part of the structure that's over there, and then click Control J. Make sure you're in object mode though. You must be in object mode to do this. Let me unblock these 2. Let me do it along with you. Okay, so if you're in object mode, highlight this wall here, hold shift and highlight that wall over there. You should see 2 objects in your list highlight. At that point, hold Control and tap J to join them together. All right, so now they're all joined. So now if you switch back into edit mode, now all of those pieces that, except for, these standalone ones, are joined together. They're all a part of the same mesh. So what I was saying was, like, say for instance, you wanted to put a window there. You may want to have an avatar in here to test that, which we did not do, but we're going to do on the next one. So this structure is going to get kind of big. So if I go here to object mode, let's do a hit all, control A, and then all transforms. That centers everything. Then I can scale all of that up if I wanted to, if I bring in an avatar. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back through that next. Well, probably on next Thursday and do that. You know what I'm saying? So got a week to mess around and go back through the video and stuff. Mhm. So do I have any questions? Any questions whatsoever? What? No questions? Really? That was, but
We good.
that was kind of and I know that wasn't easy. You know what I'm saying? That was
Mhm.
not easy. And a lot of times when building, you're not gonna even do this. This is just to give you this is just to give you an understanding of creating like your own floor plans, because you may want to create a floor plan just from memory, you know what I'm saying, of what you want to see, or you see a floor plan that's out there in the world and stuff, and you want to bring it in, you know what I'm saying, you'll be able to, be able to do it. And eventually we're going to go into making some steps. That's going to be annoying, but we'll make it through. We shall make it through. All right. So if you're looking at this from front face, right, the average avatar is the height of one of these blocks. One of these cubes that you normally bring in is about the height of a roughly about the height of an avatar, somewhere in there. This right here is about maybe, how tall is this? Let's see. Item. Oh yeah. Oh, no. It's about there. No, avatar probably still taller than this. So your average avatar is about 1.7, 1.88 meters. So, but yeah, we'll get into all of that though next week. All right. So I like to thank you guys for sticking with me. You know what I'm saying, and going through this. Jackie, do you have anything to add?
No. Nope.
All right. Wham bam. Well, thank you
Do
so
we need to save this?
Please do. Please
Uh,
save this.
uh,
Please save this.